I'm L7, and I live for adventure. On the road less travelled is where I want to be. Some of the most remote places left on Earth are only accessible by sea, so I need to learn how to sail. And I need a boat. Like the explorers of the past, I'll leave my home and journey across the water.
See you later, New Zealand!
And out there, in all that blue, as captain of my own ship, I'll be tested like never before. My course is set for the far-flung islands of the South Pacific, to discover the isolated people, raw beauty, and the secrets of those forgotten shores. Let the voyage begin.
Can't believe it. It's taken 15 days to get here, but finally I've reached the shores of Tonga. Feels good. Starting out my exploration of the South Pacific, I sailed from New Zealand to Tonga. It's been a long haul as captain of my own vessel, the Rory Moore. All right, cleared through customs. All lights are green. There she goes. Officially in Tonga. Woohoo! Woo! I think they think I'm crazy. Crazy about this little country. I want to go exploring.
Tonga is a kingdom, the last kingdom in all of Polynesia. I've landed on the main island of Tongatapu, but my interest lies in exploring some of the smaller, more remote islands of this country. I'm planning to sail over to the island of Aiwa. It's known as the Forgotten Island. Very few travellers ever get there, so it's my kind of place.
We're landing on the island of Aiwa. Almost feels like I've gone back in time about 100 years being here. It's got a cool feel about it, this place. Pretty relaxed. Everyone's pretty friendly. We're going to try and really explore the island above and below the water, hopefully. There's some fantastic caves on the island that we've heard about, and I'm hoping to find them. There's not much transportation on the island. I've just hitched a ride with one of the locals. The plan is to go check out the caves at the north end of the island. This is what I've come for, just to find these little wee out-of-the-way places like this and experience them for myself. It's like a cathedral in here. This water is actually trickling all the way down the centre of the stalactite. Look at that. It's a little wee tiny drip of water, and with that water is carried calcium, and that builds up in a deposit. Gradually the stalactites grow down, and then down below, where the drip lands, there's more calcium in water, and it grows up in our stalagmites. And eventually, they look like this, and they meet in the middle. For me, I look at these things like art. Sound of the waves on the coastline. I always find that a very therapeutic sound. Sitting here just looking out at the sea crashing onto the reef. It's just such a world away from the one that I left. This is what I set out on this journey for, to discover places like this.
Aiua is an incredibly rugged yet beautiful island. I've explored a lot on land. Now I want to see what's under the waves.
Before I leave Aiua, I couldn't leave without swimming with the whales.
During the migration season, humpback whales come to the warm waters of Tonga to give birth, providing a rare opportunity to see these majestic creatures up close in their natural environment.
We have to observe the behavior of the whale. We have to see if we can approach, and it's good time to jump in the water. Kiko is going to tell us when get ready, and we jump in the water.
There's very strict whale watching and swimming guidelines here to have the least impact on the whales as possible. And one of the things is just not rushing in. You've got to allow the whales to get used to us, used to the boat before any swimmers go in the water. It's Kiko's call. We won't go in the water until he says it's okay. He can see the behaviour of the animals and see if they're happy with us or if they're not. Oh my God, that's crazy. Wow, look at that! Look at that! That is awesome. Hard to believe that a mammal up to 40 tonnes can breach and literally launch itself completely out of the water. It's just unbelievable. That is an amazing sight. If I don't get under the water today, then just seeing this is absolutely worth it. She's just behind us. I think we've been waiting long enough and we're going to go in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
It was really interesting talking to Martha and hearing her story. She came here 4 years ago and her goal was to swim with the humpbacks. It was such a powerful experience that she's dedicated her working life to sharing that passion with other people. So many things about these whales that you notice when you're underwater with them that you wouldn't notice in a picture. You see the scars, and with the different whales, they have different colouring as individual as our fingerprints. You see their heads and the barnacles all over their snouts and the gnarled kind of lumps and bumps all over their body that the humpbacks are renowned for. You cannot swim with these giant mammals and not be moved by them. They're just so much power and grace and so much beauty, yet so peaceful. Today, I've built some memories that I'll take with me forever. It's one of those lifelong dreams that put Tonga on the map for me, to come here and to see the whales. And it was pretty cool. At the end, Kiko, he sung a song. It was a fable how the whale transitioned from the land, which is what they used to be millions of years ago, into the ocean. I know it's only a fable and I know it's not really true, but it's how they understood things many years ago, before science could explain things the way it does today. Great stuff, man. I'm going to be sad to say goodbye to Aiua, but my journey continues. My plan is to find more of the forgotten islands of Tonga to explore.
Well, I feel pretty lucky. I've run into Lofi. Lofi is from an island called Tafua. Tafua is an active volcano, and Lofi is the main guy who lives on this island most of the year round. He needs a ride to his island, and I need a guide, so it's a perfect mix. I'm really keen to stop off at a couple of islands on the way, and then we'll go to Tafua. We're going to take you back home.
It will be cool to go back there again.
One of the places I really want to go is the new island right next to Tonga. And it was an undersea volcano that erupted. Essentially, the island was pushed up above the level of the sea. It's dark, but we'll sail through the night.
Well,
Not many people have even seen this island, let alone step foot on it. In geological terms, a brand new island might be 100,000 or even several 100,000 years old, but this guy is literally under 2 years old. And it was born by an undersea volcano that forced all of this material above the sea. It's just amazing to think you could come here and there's no island, and come back a few weeks later and all of a sudden there's a huge island here. And it's not alone, there's 2 other islands on either side that were here before. This whole area here is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire and just shows how volatile this area can be and how many volcanoes are actually still under the water that we still can't see. Yeah, seeing it at first light, well, it's a pretty cool thing to wake up to first thing in the morning. The power of nature, the power of this planet Earth that we're on, it always just blows me away. This is a tiny little volcano, and yet when you look at it, it's a kilometre wide or more and about 2 kilometres long and 120 metres high. I mean, that's a huge amount of material to be ejected from underneath the ocean to create this island, not to mention the fact that it started from underwater. Well, I reckon we better go climb it. I want to see what's over the other side of that crater rim. It's amazing. It's all just eroded away with these channels coming straight down off the volcanic rim. And it's so soft, when you pick it up with your hands, it just crumbles away, and you can see every rain that's happened between now and when this island formed has dug these trenches out that run straight down off the volcanic rim. There's no real easy way to climb up here. You just got to hike up through this soft rock, and the top it's going to be a real scramble, I think. Awesome. To me, it looks like when the volcano has exploded, a lot of the energy and the debris has blown out this way, and it's left this massive, big, gaping hole in the natural caldera.
It's amazing.
That was definitely worth the walk, man. The view up here is spectacular.
Yeah, so beautiful. You see that island?
Yeah.
This is the fort. That's my island.
I didn't realise we could see it from here. That looks pretty cool, looking down on my home down there. Only my home's floating.
I'm happy to see again my home.
Well, man, I reckon, what do we do on this island? We're going to be the first people to do it. There's only one thing for it, handstand competition. I'm going to beat you. I think I won that one. First man to handstand on this island. All right.
Who can put a big stone and flow?
Here's the line.
Your feet do not over from that side to this side.
Tough rules here in Tonga.
No one to beat me in this game. Don't forget.
You're like an Olympic court-martial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch me, what can I do?
I'm watching you, Lofi. I'm watching you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Whoa! Maybe that one's equal. Oh. Woo. Lofi.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the first person to take a nap on this island.
Yeah. Are you sure?
You're not going to be competitive about that too, are you? I have to admit, the more I get to know Lofi and the more I get to know his lifestyle, I'm kind of envious. I mean, who really hasn't had a dream of living on a deserted island? And that's what he does. His home, Tafua. The main mission is getting to Tafua, getting Lofi back to his island and his home. And I really want to see it. But more than that, I really want to understand what drives somebody to live on an island by themselves. It's early morning and Lofi and I are going to try a hand at catching some fish. What do you reckon, Lofi? We're going to catch something?
Yeah.
Lofi knows his waters really well. With a bit of luck, we'll get a strike soon. Come on. Oh. You okay, mate? What? Oh, there it is, there it is. Looks like a tuna.
Can you help me to roar?
Yeah. You want me to help? Don't drop him, mate.
You want some ears?
If you're squeamish, look away.
We planned another stop along on our journey to Lofi's island, Tafua. Killfisher Island is just one of many paradise islands that make up this Pacific nation.
Just closing in on Killfisher now, and there's quite a lot of waves breaking over this reef, so I've got to get it perfectly right to get through. Lofi's up on the bow, he's keeping a lookout for me. Just keeping a close eye on the depth gauge right now. The bottom's coming up quite quickly, and I'm getting pretty close to this reef. Which way, Lofi? Okay, to be honest, I'm quite nervous about this. This is the first real tropical reef I'm having to negotiate through, so everything's new for me right now. The last thing I want to do is run aground. You hit the reef and you sink. That's what happens. Okay, Lofi, straight ahead. I got a knot in my stomach right now. It's making me bloody nervous. The water is rough because of the wind, so it's very hard to see into the water to see where the reefs are underneath. How am I doing, Lofi?
Okay, Eddie.
More to starboard? Right, I think we're in the right spot now. As soon as the anchor hits the bottom and grips, the wind will straighten us up on the anchor chain, and we will not be leaving the boat until we know we've got the anchor 100% set. All good, mate?
Yeah.
Well, we're here. Oh, man, that was stressful. Hey,
Oh, there's someone.
there's a guy sitting on the beach over there.
Yeah.
He's not waving back. Hope he's friendly. We're just going to clean this fish Lofi caught this morning. This might be a bit of a peace offering for our new neighbour over there. It's more choppy now. The wind's increased. So navigating through these shallow reefs is going to be difficult. It's not waving back. How you doing? This is your island?
Yeah.
Ah, good.
Orioni.
Oh, Leone.
Yeah.
We bought you a fish. For you. All right, we have a look.
Yeah.
Oleone is leading us through the island. Not quite sure where we're going yet. You know, when we landed, I thought we were going to have the island to ourselves, and I was a little disappointed when I saw somebody on the beach, but to be honest, now it's actually got better because Oleone is now showing us around his island.
This island of his grandpa. He liked it here because he grew up on this island. Most of his life liked to be alone by himself in his island.
A bit like you wanting to be alone on Tafua.
Yeah, my life is like that. It's most of my life to be alone in there. But when I get a wife, children, that's why it's make me coming back from that.
And then your heart is in two places, on the island and with your family. You're sort of torn between the two. In a way, I feel the same now too, because now I'm living on board my island, which is floating, the yacht, and yet I leave my home and my family and my friends back home as well. When you get to a place like this, you just kind of soak it in and it starts to grow on you. Now, on both sides, you've got shelter from the wind, you've got the beautiful beach and the reef, coral reef just off the shore. Fish are bountiful, we've got pigs on the island and coconut palm trees. What more could you wish for? What happened to Oleone's shoulder?
He fall down. He didn't know what happened. All his side was dead already, and started to creep from there to his home.
Oleone had a stroke when he was in the bush working on his plantation, and there was nobody else around, and he lay there for quite some time, and then eventually he crawled all the way back to his village. And then he lay for many months not able to move. He said one side of his body was like it was dead. Eventually some family members helped him and they flew him over to America, and he got better medication and therapy and eventually was able to walk. But now his arm still does not work.
Is feel freedom in here, in his life, in this island, because nobody to confuse his mind.
Freedom. I get that. Yeah, I really get that. Despite having very limited ability on one side of his arm and his leg, he's still able to come to this island and survive by himself. He has very little, yet he has everything he needs. And I look at him sitting there looking out at the sea sometimes, and he's just got a glow about him. He's got a happiness and a contentment, and I envy that. This is going to be the oven that cooks our dinner, and it's called an umu. So it's basically digging a hole in the sand, and the tools just come off the beach. This is half a coconut shell that I found, and we're going to light a fire, and we're going to heat up some coral. Coral's just on the beach. I mean, essentially all the living coral is on the reef out there, but when it dies, it'll break off and get rolled up on the beach into these clumps like they are here. Nice.
Watch this. It's easy. You see? Then after, this side, up it up,
over. Got the fire burning for our oven, really hot. This is going to be a really nice way to thank Oleone for letting us on his island. This way of cooking is pretty much all the way through Polynesia, but there's lots of different variations of it as well. We put the blanket down over top of the leaves, and the blanket just is that final seal
sealing that heat into the ground. Yeah. And then finally we just cover everything over with the sand again. Job done. You know, in a way, coming to this island, I was a little disappointed. I was hoping that this was going to be uninhabited. But coming here, it's actually made the experience much more rich and rewarding. Good fire? Are we ready, Lofi?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh, it smells good. Olioni, thank you so much for allowing us to come onto your island.
Yeah.
Good? You like? Just what you want first thing in the morning. Camera stuck in your face. Oleoni's just drawn me a treasure map in the sand, and by his images that he's drawn, it looks like another yacht. He's drawn where my boat is directly out here, but then on the edge of the reef where the waves are breaking out there, he's drawn another boat, but he said it's under the water. It looks like we've got a wreck out there. We better go dive it.
This looks like a piece of a wind vane on the sea floor here. Check this out. This must be either a backstay or a mainstay from this yacht. This wreckage could be very, very close. Oh my God, here it is. Look at this, the hull is still in one piece. I can't imagine seeing my boat on the bottom and amongst a reef like this. It's just heartbreaking. Just swimming around the hull of this boat. It doesn't even look that damaged. Oh, look at this. There's a hole in the hull. That's more than likely where the reef impacted, and it just punched a part of the hull right out. Doesn't take a very big hole to sink a boat. This wreck looks stable enough to have a look inside, but I'm going to have to be careful that I don't get hung up on anything. This is a book. Could even be a logbook. I'm going to take it up to the surface and maybe you can explain more about this wreck and why it's here.
Every moment of the ship's life is going to be recorded in this logbook. I think it's in French, and although I can't read the words, I can almost read it by the sketches that he's drawn. It really looks like these people got caught in a massive big storm. And that's the last entry in the book. There was a massive hole got punched in the hull, and that's where their boat lies today. And even though Oleoni told me that these people are now safe, their dreams are lying in tatters at the bottom of the ocean. And that's heartbreaking. This really is a sobering reminder of what could be if I'm not careful. Feel a bit sad leaving the island behind. Lots of good memories. But taking some of the memories with me. arriving at Tafua. This is an island that's fascinating. Lofi returns here, spending most of the year on the island, and I want to find out why. It's a heavy one. Welcome home, man.
Glad to welcome you home.
That's pretty awesome. My first look at Tafua. This is your hut?
Yeah.
Nice. Can I come inside?
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. So this is where you live when you're on the island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easier work for me because I am growing up in here, and then I can work every day for cutting tree, waving coconut leaves, make it my traditional house.
All of it is done without any nails or wire?
Yeah, I made the rope from the bark of the tree. I just built it from the nature. This is the banana leaves for rolling my tobacco.
From banana leaves, fantastic. Don't smoke, kids, don't smoke. So have you ever been in the hut when there's been a massive big cyclone go through?
Many times of hurricane here when I was here.
He's even got a hurricane shelter which is underneath his bed here. So when the wind gets really, really strong, he goes in under there for protection.
And I will safe under there.
Can I go in?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cozy in here. I'm not sure I'd feel that safe in under here.
It's very strong.
You trust your carpentry skills.
You have to make something to save you there.
Have you ever brought your wife and family here?
Yeah, 2 times I think. I bring my wife, came here, spent here 3 months.
That's a good test for the relationship.
She really liked to be together with me in here.
Lofi has a garden here. There's pineapple, there's wild banana trees, there's plants that you can eat, plants that are medicinal. You know, he lives like a king on this island. Lofi speaks fondly of how the villages used to be on this island. We're standing on the ruins of the old schoolhouse, which was the central point for this village right here. And although he has fond memories of the past, he prefers the present. He prefers to be here alone. Lofi's taking me on a pig hunt. It's something he does pretty regularly on the island, and it's a major source of protein for him here. There's pigs all over the island, and a lot of thick bush for them to hide in. Hopefully we can find one. When you're on the island, time becomes meaningless. Either the sun's up or it's down. You're either hungry or you're not hungry. And if you're hungry, you need to go and do some work in order to eat. So the dogs are following along with Lofi, but you'll notice there's a couple out in front that are ranging ahead, and the whole time they're smelling, and then they'll find where it is and chase it and hopefully catch it. The dog's a king. You hear him barking. Woo! The dogs have just caught a pig. Lofi's dispatched it. He used his machete and he stuck it in behind the ribs and into the heart, and once he's done that, it actually dies very quickly. You know, this is how Lofi does it here. This is his supermarket. You know, it was a live pig running around and the dogs caught it, and now it's dinner.
We had some pig for the dinner this evening. It's like Tongan traditional to welcome you to my island.
Oh, thank you, man. I don't know what to say. It's looking forward to tonight's dinner. But I think first we got a big carry back to your camp. We're just gathering some firewood now, and mainly coconut fronds that are nice and dry. And he's going to singe the pig, which means burning all of the hair off and remove the intestines. And the whole idea is that we carry as little weight back as possible. You should have brought a machete for me.
Yeah, I sit like a king, Alice. You work.
Lofi, the king of Tafua.
Let me know, Alice, when it's done.
You just sit there and relax. I'll sort out our dinner. All the dogs are hanging around. They'll get their share of the kill as we clean the pig. So the pig is now stripped of a lot of the weight. It's probably a quarter to a third of the weight is actually inside the gut. When you're hungry, you go out and you hunt, and when you have what you need, you go home.
Yeah.
If I came here with nothing, probably in a couple of weeks I'd be dead.
Yeah.
You know, and yet you can survive and, you know, almost never be hungry.
Sometimes I have much meat and I leave it for the next day.
So you never go hungry?
No.
It's just the different perspectives that we have and the different lifestyles that we've grown up with. And just your knowledge allows you to eat from the forest.
You get easier your life in the city where you stay because the problem is always depend on the money. But for me in here, it's, everything is free and I have to do it by myself.
Been a good few days on the island. This is my last night. Lofi and I are going to make an umu. Got the coals starting to heat up now. Because it's a volcanic island, there's no shortage of volcanic rocks. Just stacking the meat into the umu, just straight onto the hot coals. So we're just covering it in leaves, much the same as we did on Kelfisher Island. One hour and our umu will be done. So now we can kind of sit back and relax a little and just wait for it to cook. It's interesting, you look at a place on a map or a chart and it just gives so little detail. And then when you're here, you discover all of these things. You discover all these little hidden places that you never even knew existed. And I guess that's the magic of travel. Discovery. I'm coming to the end of my time in Tonga, and it's really nice to end my time here in Tafua with you, man. It's been great, really been great. I feel like I've learned so much from you.
I appreciated your coming to visit my island, and I'm happy to welcome you.
Well, mate, you might not be the king of Tonga, but I think you're the king of Tafua.
Yeah. You always use the majesty, your majesty.
Good stuff, man. It's been great hanging out with you. The one thing we haven't done yet, mate.
Yeah.
We're going to go and look at that crater tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just heading up the overgrown path up to the crater rim here. I think it's about an hour to an hour and a half up to the top of the crater rim, and then we get a chance to look inside. Whew. Lofi's out walking me on this trail. He's way ahead. It's interesting when you look behind, you can see the smoke which is coming out of the volcano over here and drifting on the wind out over the sea. Right on the edge of the crater rim now, really windy, and it's real fine, misty rain. Every now and then the cloud clears, and you can just see the cone of the volcano, and you can see the smoke coming out of it. It's about 200 metres away from where I am. Whoa, that's as clear as it stays. Just dropped off the ridge. It's not as windy down here. Every now and then the mist just clears and you get a glimpse of the lake down below, which is the old extinct caldera.
Sometimes I spend my time to swim around the lakes, take my hunting dogs, many wild pigs there.
This is your home, this is your backyard. What a hell of a backyard, man. Can we get closer?
Yeah, we can go down there where the river is.
As we drop down, it just seems to get clearer and clearer, so I'm hoping as we get further down we get a chance to look over into the cone and see if there's any lava down over the edge. This is what I imagine it must feel like walking on the moon. It's just a really unusual landscape. And it's so barren, there's nothing growing here. And the smoke is getting thicker. It's not like smoke from a wood fire or anything like that. It's actually got a smell I've never experienced before. Look, this is a small chunk of lava that's been thrown out. You can just tell the rock was molten when it was hurled out of the volcano. On this side it's all blackened and charred and twisted. You can see the rock has just been absolutely flowing red hot when it came out, and as it's cooled it's got these crack lines. It just shows you the power of Mother Earth. I'm just waiting for a clear patch where the smoke eases off, and then we're going to do a fast dash to the edge so that we can look down. I'm not going to leave Tonga until I've looked down into this crater. Oh man, it's got a real acidic taste to it too. Hey, I reckon we've got a clear window. Let's go. Go! Go! Whoa! Holy! It's just this massive hole dropping down into nothingness. Wow! I've never been in a place more raw than this. It's just incredible, the force of this earth that we live on. And in terms of volcanoes, this is just a tiny little baby. And yet when I'm here as a human being amidst this landscape of chaos, I just feel so tiny. Looking around, not just the volcano, but the lake that's in the bottom of it, surrounded by ocean on all sides. It truly is an amazing island. Feels good to be here. These are the places that beckon me. These are the places that I want to go to. It's what drives me. It's hard getting here, but it's worth it when you're here. All right, man. Take care.
Yeah. You too.
Right. You take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too.
All right, mate. See you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye, guys. I'm leaving the Kingdom of Tonga behind and heading further west. In many ways, I feel like I've only just begun this journey. But if the places I explore contain the same sort of friendships and adventure I found here, then I think I'm in for one hell of a ride. I can't wait to see what's out there.